can already hear somebody saying, that amp sounds terrible, get yourself a better amp. Anyway, folks, I said I would do a video for each of these Samicks that I've been checking out. This one here, you've only got limited sound options, so you really have to control it, the amp. And since my amp is just a small Black Star practice amp, I can't really get it to sound that pretty. But anyway, this is the Roseanne Samick guitar. Let me tell you a little about this. This is the RA10L JTR series by Greg Bennett. Greg Bennett got involved with Samick a few years ago, and I think the profile of the company's gone up since then. Of course, we know Samick makes guitars for tons of people. I think Samick and Kurt make most of the world's electric guitars. So they're a massive company. They make other people's guitars. They have their own line of guitars, and most recently you've had the Greg Bennett series acoustics and electrics, which seems to have raised their profile a little bit. This is a sort of sleek modern design with this interesting pick guard. It's also not fully rounded. It's sort of dimpled or dented in the middle down here. I'll give you a close-up of that. And the Roseanne is the single humbucker in the bridge, nothing else, and just a volume knob, no other controls. And that style of headstock, sort of with the tulip brushed chrome or darkened chrome tuners on there. There you go, you can see closer on the headstock there. I'll give you a whole look of the guitar. There's the back of the guitar. Interesting bolt design with the two parallel washers there, a bit different. So these are all poplar bodies, so they're not too heavy, but they're not light. They're somewhere in the middle. Maple necks. This neck is painted with the gloss, so some of you are going to scoff that off. And this is what they're calling the JTR white pickguard design. Don't know why it needs a special name, but that's what it is. Really nice rosewood boards with pearl fret markers on. These are called Cosmo Black tuners. I'm not quite sure what that is. Probably a subcontracted brand. Typical Tunematic style bridge without the bass. It just screws straight into the top, which is a little bit different. You can't see a bass underneath the Tunematic bridge like most models. Works fine. Single volume, as I said. I don't think these are any available any longer. They're sort of old stock, or new old stock as they call them. So they're in like new condition. I don't see any stamps on these, second stamps or anything like that. I'm not quite sure why they're no longer in production. You still see them floating around. There's a yellow one and I think a wood one. There might be I think a yellow one with a black pickguard. So there are a couple different variations, but this is the Roseanne, the RA for Roseanne 10L. They don't come with gig bags or anything, so I'm going to have to put gig bags with them to sell them. This does have this sleek neck through design there. On the bottom you can see the string throughs there, the ferrules, not in a straight line, they're sort of staggered, which is interesting. You get to see the cut there, and it is, nicely shaped. There's a little bit of a belly cut on the top as well. So it's a nicely shaped instrument, going for that sort of single humbucker, simple setup that a lot of people seem to like. A lot of famous guitarists work with this very meager setup and get good results from it. But yeah, it's interesting to see these. I've had quite a few acoustic Greg Bennett guitars in recent times. I just decided to look at a few of the electric models, starting with these two Rose and Roseanne models. I'll do one of the Rose next. There are some other really interesting models that are more traditional. They're sort of they're Les Paul, shape. They have a telly looking shaped one. They have a flamey top, sort of super strat one as well. So they have a number of different designs, but these ones caught my eye because they're just different. They just look different from anything else. You know, they kind of got that 50s look to them, and I think other companies have played around with these kind of aesthetics. Somebody said First Act, and I remember a guitar remotely looking like this, maybe Silvertone, Dan Electro, those kinds of companies have messed around with this sort of aesthetic. So I don't think it's completely new, however, it is kind of nicely done. The neck on this feels really, really good. And the pickup is quite growly. It's got a little bit of bite to it. I'm not sure what it is. It's probably, I think it's just a Greg Bennett. That's what they call it, Greg Bennett humbucker. So, you could switch that out. But yeah, if you want a really simple single pickup setup, there's a few of these floating around eBay, Reverb. You can find them. They usually go somewhere between $275 and $350, right around there. So, I mean, same price as your budget, some of your budget brands. So not bad, really. And you might pick it up a little bit cheaper if you find a well-used one. But anyway, this is the Roseanne version of the guitar. It's quite nice, and I hope to find a good home for it. I figure somebody will like something like this, and the neck just feels really, really good. If you play it through a really quality amp with some good gear, it sounds great. It just straight through this little practice amp. It's going to grate on some people's notes, so I kept it to a minimum at the beginning. Alright folks, this is the Samick RA10L JTR series Roseanne electric guitar. See you on the next one.